USPAP page 195 continued. Picking up on the response where the last video cut off at. I mean, in all reality, I should probably just do it all over again. So let's just start from the top. Page 195. Number 15. Disclosing prior appraisal of a property. Question. I occasionally receive requests to appraise a property that I have appraised in the past. Since the ethics rule requires me to disclose all prior services that I performed within the 3 years prior to the date of acceptance of the assignment, isn't disclosing that I previously performed an appraisal on the property a violation of an appraiser's responsibility under the confidentiality section of the ethics rule? Response: generally, no. The confidentiality section of the ethics rule prohibits, with some exemptions, the disclosure of confidential information or assignment results prepared for a client. The mere fact that an appraiser appraised a property is not confidential information as defined in USPAP. However, the appraiser must be careful not to disclose confidential information from a previous assignment in the new assignment. Number 16. Appraising a property more than once in 3 years. Question. I am aware of the USPAP requirements to disclose to the client, both prior to accepting an assignment as well as in the certification of the report, services I performed on a property within the prior 3 years. However, I have been told that based on this requirement, USPAP prohibits me from appraising a property more than once within a 3-year period. Is this true? Response: no. The requirements in the conduct section of the ethics rule exist to inform the client of services that the appraiser has performed within the prior 3 years. USPAP places no restrictions on how many times an appraiser can appraise a specific property. It should be noted that some appraisers may contractually agree with a client not to appraise a property for another client within a specified time frame. But agreements of this type are business decisions made by appraisers and are not USPAP requirements. Number 17. Disclosure requirements when an appraiser has not performed services regarding a property in the prior 3 years. Question. I am aware of the disclosure requirements in the conduct section of the ethics rule to disclose any services I performed regarding the subject property or the work under review within the prior 3 years. I have not performed any such services. Am I required to make that disclosure as well? Response. Yes. Standards Rule 2-3, 4-3, 6-3, 8-3, and 10-3 require the signed certification to include a statement with each report about whether the appraiser has performed any services regarding the property that is the subject of the report, or for appraisal reviews regarding the property that is the subject of the work under review. Examples of appropriate disclosures for 1. An appraisal, and 2. An appraisal review, when the appraiser has performed no services within the past 3 years, are as follows. Number 1, I have performed no services as an appraiser or in any other capacity regarding the property that is the subject of this report within the 3-year period immediately preceding acceptance of this assignment. Number 2, I have performed no services as an appraiser or in any other capacity regarding the property that is the subject of the work under review within the 3-year period immediately preceding acceptance of this assignment.